All right, welcome to the Learn and Master Guitar June, our video tip for our newsletter this month. I want to show you just a quick, easy tip that you can do for adding delay and effects to your sound. Sort of getting that U2 edge sort of a sound when you're going for a guitar part. So I've got a delay pedal here. This is a dual tap delay by Visual Sound, and what I liked about this one is it's basically two different delay pedals, if you want to think of it that way, in one box, and I can control them both with at the tap tempo. This one side I have set to where it's a quarter note. So if I turn that on and play a note, imagine that being my quarter note tempo. You want to have your delay set for about 3 to 5 repeats in this sort of style and have the effect cranked up pretty good, so it's pretty loud on those 3 to 5 repeats. Now on this other side, I've got it set to for a dotted 8, so instead of da, 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 my delay is set for a dotted 8th, which is more of a da, 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 so it's a little bit faster. So if I put this side on, so here's my tempo, 2, 3, 4, da, 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 da. See how it's kind of a 3 against 2 thing? All right, so those are my two delays that we're going to be talking about. The first effect, I'm going to turn on just the quarter note, and if I'm playing, let's say I'm in the key of C, and I do an 8th note based rhythm. So I'm just going to do kind of a G and a C, maybe throw the E in there, and I'll just be noodling around. I add the G, the F, maybe this D, all in the key of C. Let me turn on my distortion here. So if I do an 8th note based rhythm, you hear how that echo, when it's right on the quarter note, gives this really punchy 8th note feel. Do, 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 do. Now, if I play a rhythm that is not 8th note based, let's say I do a kind of a 3 against 2 rhythm, you'll hear how that starts to clash with that quarter note delay that I have going on. So if I did a 3 against 2 rhythm, which is something like this, well, suddenly that's sort of clashing with that dotted 8th rhythm that I've got going on, or the quarter note rhythm. So let me switch it up. Here's what it is when I've got the quarter note. That, setting your delay to the quarter note, works great when you're doing a rhythm that can be split in two, quarter notes, 8th notes, things like that. Let me switch my rhythm to be the dotted 8th one. So here's still my tempo, but now my delay is going. All right? So if I do that same 8th note based rhythm, it sounds like this with this different delay. That has a very cool effect. So it's you're kind of reversing what we did earlier, but suddenly if I play an 8th note based rhythm, but I set my delay to a dotted 8th, it gets all of this cool delay and reverb effect going on. That's a lot of times what you hear when you're listening to these U2 songs, and the Edge builds all these great guitar parts off of that simple rhythm. So you can set your delay for the quarter note, or for that kind of U2 sound, you can set it to the dotted 8th, and you get all these sort of cool rhythms too. If I do a 3 against 2 rhythm with my dotted 8th delay, it even sounds a little bit more elaborate. So I have all of this wash going on. So that's your tip for this month. If you want to do a short 8th note punchy delay, set your delay to the quarter note. If you want sort of a U2 edge long delay that you have all of these little slapbacks going on, set your delay not to the quarter note, but to the dotted 8th. Remember to have about 3 or 5 repeats, 3 to 5 repeats when you're doing your delay to get a good solid delay sound. That's your tip for this month. Have fun exploring with that. Let me give you a couple extra announcements too for also this month. Tonight we're having on live lessons. We're having Rory Hoffman. Rory Hoffman is just a legendary guitar player here in Nashville, and he does everything wrong. He was born blind. He plays a right-handed guitar left-handed. He doesn't play it up like this. He plays it down on his lap. He doesn't play his hand over the bottom. He plays his hand over the top. Just everything is mixed up with Rory's playing, yet is absolutely brilliant. When you watch him play, it makes you want to never complain about ever playing guitar and the struggles of having to learn guitar. He learned how to play guitar without ever seeing the instrument, and it's just amazing. So tune it in tonight. That's live lessons over on ustream.tv. The link is in this newsletter, and all starts at 7 p.m. The next live lesson after that is going to be June 19th, and we're going to be talking about some other things as well. Tonight we're even giving away at Rory's lesson, we're giving away a guitar, we're giving away a course, and all kinds of fun stuff. There you go. I hope you guys have a great month. Remember, it's no excuses month, so this is the month to really dig in and see if you can come out the end of this month being a better guitar player than you entered it with. Hope you guys have a great month. We'll see you next time.